Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Hey, Miss Creole Girl, thank you for putting my title down there. Hey, Colette Lucas, how you doing? Y'all, please hit the like button. And if you like the content, please share the video for everybody up in the clouds. So, hey, Just Comfort, how you doing? So, child, I just had to do it. Hey, Max Boogie, how you doing? Hope that you guys enjoyed your weekend. Child, it was a lot going on this weekend, wasn't it? I was like, oh, I was thoroughly entertained in most of last week and into the weekend, child, right? So I don't know if folks tired or not now, but I was let me come on here and give my recap, my point of view, of what I saw in the sector, per the content lately, right? So per the title of the video, every once in a while you gotta show them how it's done, right? So here's my thing, right? So the big talk, some of the talk last week was who was beef sector and who wasn't beef sector, and moreover, yes, I changed my lifetime. You changed your lifetime, Miss Creole? What does that mean, love? But like I said, and Miss Creole, I hate that you and Lolo, not got into it, but I hate that she made you feel like she wasn't appreciating, you as much as you was appreciating her. That's messed up because I understand y'all supposed to be in print for friends, right? Yes, I changed. Oh, you changed your live. Oh, okay. So anyway, y'all hit the like button, right? So what was I at? Let me stop reading the chat so I can get the content out, right? So we were talking about the sectors, right? Who's beef sector and who's not, right? So that brought out a whole kerfuffle, a whole S storm, if you will. You know what I mean? And so a click in the view. When they start fighting, I take flight, baby. I'm not catching no more smoke, no hands, and definitely no strays. I got edges to protect and outfits too cute. Chaos. I've been doxxed, never once again. Oh wow. Oh wow, clicking the view. Oh wow. Sorry to hear. We all done been doxxed in this sector chat. Hey Miss Paulette. Miss Paulette, I got a good little kiki out of one of your videos when you was talking about how many L's Jay Dunsmore done took. I was like, it's the truth. You know what I mean? And so anyway, y'all, like I was saying, the conversation course came up, it was a big thing last week about who was beef sector and who wasn't, right? Now, the reason why I don't claim a clique, and I have been here around here for a very long time, since 2018, right, the end of 2017, right? So, hey, Rod Treasure, how you doing? Now, please hit the like button. Please share the video, right? So, even though I've been around here this long, I call myself the Nomad Land sector. Let me tell you why I call myself Nomad Land sector. Hey, soul sister, Nomad Land sector. The reason why I call myself Nomad Land sector is because when you come here and you know who you are, some people be intimidated by that, right? When they can't beat you down or they can't humiliate you, um, and then people see you and say things to you sometimes based upon their own self worth, right? So, uh, I don't know what it was. I think me and Treasure Lane was into it one time. No, it started with just a little bit of history, right? Me and Kwani was into it at one point in time, right? Now, me and Kwani, we go back and forth for years. we've been going back and forth for years. Not here lately. I think Kwani's around there listening to Tasha K or them something that I heard, right? She dropped that in my chat a couple of times. Hey Kwani, if you're listening, right? So one of these times we was into it, and she was like, "You're not being center anyway." I think I was getting the best of her, right? And so that carried on a whole topic of conversation, right? Especially amongst those that can't hang with your girl. I'm just gonna keep it that way, right? So it's happened to me too about as it pertains to who be sector, who not be sector, right? It even went so far as to where James Caldwell, aka Treasure Lane, said that I was either he said I don't know if he caught me B sector adjacent or not B sector at all because I was into it with him too. Uh, and then he said I was outside the gate and they might throw me a piece of chicken chow over the gate at the cookout, right? Right. So that just like I said, when it comes to people, QB said you need to just claim your spot over in the B sector. He said, oh, did he? Well, y'all please hit the like button if y'all don't mind. I got 18 likes. Thank y'all so much. Right? Did he say that? I meant to look at his video. I know he was talking about it. I didn't get around to it, and I said, well, let me come on here and do some content real fast because I had a busy morning. Right? So, because I really wanted to talk about this. Right? And uh, so that's why I start calling myself no man land sector. I never called myself, anything other than, the Oracle. You know what I mean? But I had to break down that I started when I first came over here. I didn't even know all of this was going on YouTube, right? Because for years I only came on YouTube to watch jewelry making videos and music videos, right? The way I found out about all of this back and forth and rigmarole on YouTube was through Facebook, actually, right? Yes, he did. He said not this new BS. Plus, my channel isn't a beefing channel. Oh wow, I know your channel ain't no beefing channel, Miss Creole. And my channel is a commentary channel. They just don't like it sometimes until I feel like I'm doing my moody counselor thing. But anyway, I'm getting to that, right? So I said, well, honey, I don't claim no clicks anyway. So I started calling myself No Man Sector, right? AC Mac TV, because I don't want to mistaken that I give a darn about if you call me Beef Sector or not, because I'm going to still. That's right. That's right. I created the Thunderdome. Okay. And so, and then then when I went off back in a couple of years ago, they said that Bliss Watkins them said I had a mad day, right? And so after that, they started saying people had mad days. When you couldn't take it no more lies, and you would have to, just come out and because if I'm gonna blow the club up, I'm gonna blow it up on everybody, right? And it's gonna be correct, right? And so, anyway, that is the reason why I start calling myself No Man Lester because I think they thought that was gonna hurt me in some kind of way by saying I'm not beef sector. I'm like, okay. You know, you know what I mean? I mean, if y'all been around me for a while, y'all know, honey, that stuff like that stuff don't bother me. Okay. I'm like, are you serious? Okay, girl. But anyway, hey, TT speaks. So anyway, that's why I started calling myself No Man Less Sector. I don't have to claim no click and fit in with anybody to click my live button and do a video, right? And do my commentary, right? I don't need to claim no click. All right because I stand alone. I have always stand alone. I have never been, at one time they used to have what they call houses, the house of Jay Wilson, the house of Treasure Lane, the house of, and Five Baby had Babe Nation, Sean Bradley, had the, what do you call it? The, uh, his people over there, right? VS had the TSCC and all of this and all that. I've always had Oracle. You know what I mean? And so with this, I was looking for decorating calendars. I will continue to view you are talented at this comfort zone. I don't do crafting on my cooking channel. Huh? Oh, okay. Y'all talking to each other, right? So anyway, let me stay out the chat, right? So so that was that on that for me. I have never claimed a click. And some people come online because they feel like they need to be a part of something. Hey, Unfiltered Murphy. Hey, Duchess Kelly. And because they feel like they need to be a part of something, we see how that turns out over here, right? You got people protecting people. And it's always been this way. Don't get me wrong. No problem, Jill. You got people protecting people. You got people that let people control who they watch and where they go, and all of this and all of that. But my thing has always been, honey, if you pay for your Wi-Fi and if you want to click on whatever channel you want to click on it. Okay. Now I don't click on. I don't go. I've been on here too long to start venturing out to other sectors, if you will, right? So I stick to the sectors every once in a while. Just because I will be over here in the B sector doing content, it don't mean I'm not somewhere else. I like politics, and I still like the conscious channels. Hey, Tisa. And let me veer over. Y'all hit the like button. Please share the video, right? Tisa, I read something on your wall. I think it was yesterday. I don't know if you dropped it yesterday. When it came down my timeline, and you was talking to Sassy, and you was, saying what you were saying about the sector, whatever. But at the end of it, you said, you're supposed to be here for a good time, not a long time. And that really resonated with me, Tisa. I was like, wow, I really like that, right? So I just want you to know that was awesome what you were, right? And I agree with that, right? And so, uh, uh, but and then as far as up in today, like I said, let me bring it back to around to present day. Sorry about that, y'all. I keep getting sidetracked by reading the chat. And so I don't believe in I don't have to claim a click, you know what I mean? Like online especially. But some people get in an uproar about that. But some of it. Here's the reason why I'm talking about this, right? Before we get into the tea over the weekend. The reason why I started this conversation is because I was looking at Bertha May this morning, right? I was looking at Bertha May. I'll be trying to find me something else to look at in the mornings. Uh, because I get sick of listening to YTC. I just really can't take it no more. And I really wish somebody would start another morning show. That's just how I feel about it. I don't care what nobody else to think about it. These are just my views on the thing, right? And so, cause she get the hell on my nerves, right? And so I was listening to Bertha May, and at the beginning of her video, she was talking about YTC said something to the effect that ZX is beef sector, right? Now I didn't hear her say this, but when Bertha May is talking about something, she's been around here forever, probably before me. You know what I mean? Um, I tend to take her word for it, right? Now, as far as ZX go, years ago when all of this merging stuff started, and even before the merging stuff, right? We know that the ZX popped up, and he wanted to be, he wanted to fit in, to the sectors and all of this and all that. Nobody wanted to be bothered with him, so he started doing videos on people. He started trying to get close to people. Phi Babe, would shoot him up and spit him out. Like I said, a couple of times. Um, it's time for me to leave the beef sector. If chat, what you say, Jason? Right? Exactly. Now, like I told y'all my story about the beef, but see, back then when he first came in, I warned people, right? My sister actually, because they actually came from the Nature Boy sector, right? Him and a whole lot of them came from the Nature Boy sector, right? They destroyed their sector pretty much. And then the leftovers started calling themselves Black Sector. They are not the original Black Sector. So when I heard them start calling themselves Black Sector, like I really didn't understand that because they come from the Nature Boy sector. The way that I found out that they come from the Nature Boy sector is actually from my sister, my baby sister, right? Now, please hit the like button if you don't mind. We got 108 people in here. Thank you so much, right? And so, he came from the Nature Boy sector, right? So my sister, she seen a video where I was talking about him because I would never let him on my channel, and she was like, you leave that person alone. He ain't nothing but bad news. You know what I mean? He kept trying to come on my channel. I would never let him on my channel, right? He is absolutely a ridiculous person. I don't know what's wrong with that man, but honey, he did many videos on me. Child, he tried it right now. Every once in a while, he'll pop up on somebody else's channel, and I'm on the panel, right? And of course, I'm not going to tell somebody else how to run their panel, so I'll just sit there. Sometime I'll respond to something that he said, and sometime I won't. It just how it is. But he will never ever come on this channel, right? But my thing is, YTC girl, who do you think you are? You keep doing slick stuff, right? You make yourself uh you get all upset when people put the title of the videos, and when somebody say something about the content that you don't like or whatever, you get all up in arms about it, okay, and all of this and all that. Why would you then turn around and say ZX is beef sector, right? Did any of you guys hear her say that? Because that's what Bertha May said. She said, right? I even it got to the point to where he was being so annoying, right? Jay Wilson tried to let him up on his panel, because back then, people when new people would try to come in, some of them they would play around with them and they would toss them to the side, right? Kind of like how a rat, how a cat will play with a rat before he kills it. They would play around with him for a while and they'll toss him to the side, right? So that's what they was kind of doing to them. But I was telling people, hey, look out for this fool because he ain't nothing but the Death Star, right? And what I meant by that was he ain't nothing but trouble. He coming in. He got this takeover issue with himself going on. He think everybody supposed to listen to him. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, boy, please, right? And so it's just really ridiculous. He is just really ridiculous. He's like a J Dunn, right? Or a uppity unicorn goddess, right? This what he is. He's just a male, right? And so it's just really weird. So I was calling him the Death Star and all this and all that, right? But I don't know how this heifer got the balls into thinking, and why she would think it would be a good idea to say of all people that ZX is beef sector. I'm like, child, is she for real? Now I don't claim no clicks, but when you saying anything about that food, it's offensive, right? So I don't know if she was being shady. I don't know what her thought process was behind it. Maybe she had too much coffee, or maybe she ate too much goat last night or something. I don't know. But girl, you need to hush, right? And so I think the B sector's dying just like the black sector died. They let too many non-roasters in and made them relevant in exchange. I absolutely agree with that. I agree with that. Hey, Crafts and how the only thing that grind my gear about the sector today is folks using events against people when they were not here. They don't even know nothing about the history, right? I did a video yesterday. Well, I dropped a video, a video of, I think it was from 2019, right? It's on my, y'all take a look at it if you want to. Now I don't know how many of you guys were around for the Mona Simone scandal, about when she had took $8,000 from this guy, and she was pretty. Hey, Miss Dover, she was scamming people out of their money. I mean, she was big pimping scamming, right? Not like what they doing now with the cash apps and all this and all that. No, honey, Mona was scamming for real. Okay. And so it just tripped me out. But anyway, Monty see, right? No, she's not B sector either, right? Which is another reason why now child, I guess she was being funny. I don't know, but I mean, it's not gonna go. She needs to shut the hell up and stay in her lane. Y'all, please hit the like button. Please share the video if you will, if you want to, right? Right, every woman becomes a hooker. He disrespectful to women. I don't care if he disrespectful to these men or not. That's for them to deal with. Um, but the way that he speaks very derogatorily towards women, is one reason why I start calling him the Death Star, right? And so I remember when she did that to Jada Nerd. That other guy that she got, they said Jada Nerd was homeless at the time. He was still giving her money. I did a video about it. And then I put it on. I did a memory lane video yesterday, right? And so I'm gonna do another memory lane video, but it's gonna be funnier than that. I did that video to show how before StreamYard, And John Bradley had already done the call-ins. By the time I got over, I wasn't even over for the call-ins, but uh, a few people were doing call-ins still, and I did a call-in, and we were talking about Mona Simone, right? So I did that, and it was in Hangouts. It wasn't even Google Hangouts, honey. It wasn't even StreamYard yet, right? Child, that's how y'all remember Google Hangouts. If you don't, that's how long I've been around here, right? Hey, Stomp Down, morning. Could you please speak briefly to CC? Running topics into the ground. I'm gone. Do tell. You right about this stuff. Run the topics into the ground, child. Yeah, we gonna talk about it, Stomp Down. Absolutely. So TZ shocked me when she said ZX is beef sector this morning. Right, it shocked Bertha May too, right? She is now using her platform as a rubber stamp for beef sector status. I mean, she a whole weirdo. I mean, like, she ain't nothing but a She when I listen to her, she puts me in the mind of a Nigerian scammer, right? She kiss butt, she kiss up to people, so they won't totally drag her butt, so she can still make money off beef sector content. You know what I mean? And Charlie with Mona, she said she had a what kind of death she call it? It was she faked her death, right? Said she did suicide. Then she called it some kind of something, a conscious death or something, and she was coming back as a phoenix. I said, girl, bye. Child, they even get it wrong about how Mona came over here, right? People speculate how Mona Simone got over here. Do y'all know how Mona Simone came over here the same time me and Nicole Tyler came over here, and we came from the entertainment sector, the Tasha K. Lovely T sector, right? We all came over here at the same time. The way I found out about a Mona Simone is because Tasha K stole her interview with was it was Star Marie, that Star Marie chick. Tasha K stole her interview with Star Marie. That's how Mona Simone got over here, right? So, child, hey, Red Vines, how you doing? Good morning, Miss O. I remember when Mona was scamming people, scamming people for a wheelchair. I mean, what these people doing right now, this Cash App scamming or whatever, playing in people's faces and all this and all that. Honey, Mona was a for real scammer. Okay, child. Rick said ZX is beef sector. Why? Is that why YTC said it? Because if Rick said it, he wrong too. Okay. In my opinion, he will never be nothing but exactly who the hell he is. Okay. Child. Did you say why she see ate too much? Child ate too much goat stuff down, ate too much goat or something. Cause she clearly was out of her mind, child. Clearly out of her damn rabbit ass mind, child. Yeah, the Star Marie Cardi B mess, and that stuff got so creepy over there. Y'all please hit the like button. Do I have 100? Y'all know my goal. I don't set no monetary goal, but my goal is to get 100 likes. Can y'all please help me out? Thank y'all so much, right? I usually only watch people in the beef sector who I know was here when the sector was popping. Right, Tisa? I know all CCs put their stank on things, but at least we know them, child, right? A low budget fraud with a smile. Who the hell got AK and tried to walk away, child? Sexy with it. Poor pimp. You outraged, child. It'd be a mess. Bizarro said folks are hating on our money game. The money game but I agree with the money game. Because of the money game and a lot of the fake stuff that you got going on in this circle of the beef sector, that's why it's so watered down, right? And I'm glad you said that. That's because I need to segue. But when I heard that thing about the ZX, I was like, the Death Star, really? He beef sector? Child, no, I don't think so. But anyway, uh, as far as that money game and all this fake stuff that they doing now, honey, if the people like it, like Tisa said, I only go to the places that I'm familiar with, right? And all this money game stuff and the way they move, the way they disrespect the subscribers, and still want them to support them either with a click or a view, and the cash out is beyond me because I mean I don't understand how these adults want to deal with all this verbal abuse, right? So which made me um want to be messy last week, right? Now y'all know if you old beef sector people or around here, Tisa know. I know for sure Tisa know. A lot of people know, right? I know Stomp down low. I have always been messy, right? And when I want to stir up the juices, I'm gonna stir up the juices, right? And so that's what I chose to do last week, right? Until I got agitated, right, with some of the stuff coming out of somebody's people, some of these people's mouths. Not about me, but about other people, right? Now, when I talk about how they disrespect the subscribers, I mean that, right? Now, let me give you a good example, right? So I'm doing my thing. I'm being real messy on purpose, right? Now, I started when I went and told Krista about that post, which was very shady and very out of order. Okay, but I was still being messy about it, right? If you drop the link, I'd like to say so. Okay, Dr. Korea, I sure will, right? So I started being messy when I went over there and told Krista about that message that KRM put on his wall about her, right? Now, I was being messy, but I didn't like the fact that Miss Creel, how many do I have 100 likes yet? Hey, True Black. I didn't like the fact that part about, the make her funeral arrangements and all of this and all that, right? Because you don't never know when your time is, right? And I was like, the nerve. And see, I guess I am old. I am an old school, black person, because in my day, we didn't speak that way about death, right? And we didn't speak, that way about people being ill and all of this and all that. Well, we almost said we got 55, y'all. Can y'all get me to 100 likes so I can stop saying it? Because I get so sick of begging for likes. If y'all just take a minute, I would really appreciate. I ain't even begging for money. I don't play the money game. I just really would like a like. Because I thank you guys for coming in, but I also would love if you guys hit the like button, right? It helps spread the video, right? So the only money game I play is the AdSense game. Okay, child. Anyway, so Tracy says she has absolutely no problem with Big Lemon calling her a stank beat. Oh, did he really? Oh, wow. She stated she considered it a term of endearment. Wow, she giggled purposefully. While talking about it, when I had no idea that was going on. Stuff down. He called her a thank you, Hood. Thank you for liking. He called her a stank bee, and she said it was a term of endearment. Honey, I don't know. What is her name? Tracy is living her soft era, ain't she? Right? Child, I'm not apologizing for being messy. I've been messy for years. Way before I came to the B sector, I was messy. I'm gonna continue to be messy, right? And so what was I at? Yes. So I went and told Krista that. Now I was real about the part about the power of the tongue, and you should not be trying to dig no grave for nobody, because you need to dig one for yourself, right? Because you can walk outside of your door and you won't be here no more. All right. So you got to be careful with the power of the tongue, right? So I meant that. So from that, I was messy about that. And then I think O.D.S is something I didn't like. Like disrespect. Yeah, he got this thing about, oh, hold this, and you owe, y'all all owe, and this, that, and the other, and blah 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 and blah blah blah. When we know that most people in this sector are, of a certain age. Not all of them, but most of them, right? Especially the one that have been around here for the long for a very long time, right? I'm gonna say 40 and above, right? At least 35, right? And so that is where the support is coming from. So how in the world do you want these people to keep supporting you? And a lot of them still will, because I mean they don't mind. A lot of people want to feel like they're a part of something, even if it's online, right? You got a lot of old people with a lot of time on their hands, and all of this and all that, right? This ninja is 40 something years old with gray hair, right? How in the world are you gonna call me old, right? When you sitting around here with gray hair, right? But he been going through it this weekend, and as he should, because he need to, in my opinion, he need to have more respect for his supporters, right? Now I am not a supporter, but I'm just on the outside looking in, right? And so not only him, a whole lot of them, right? Like KRN, him, a whole lot of them, Pizarro, a lot of them. They have more respect for their supporters, right? Because they pour into them, and you don't never know what somebody going through. Let me give you an example, right? So fast forward to, and this is kind of like my recap, right? So fast forward to uh uh KRN, right? So he does a video, and in the video he was talking about me, Krista, and Lovely Love, right? Now I don't give a damn about him, whatever he said about me, honey. It washed off my face like water, like soap and water in the morning. It don't mean a damn thing. You more hyped about it than I am, bouncing up in that chair, like I said, like a chihuahua. I got a good little kiki out of it, right? Because it then people got such low standards these days. They really find it that crap. Well, let's protect him. Let's say that he dragged her and all of this and all. Okay, all right. I dragged him back. Right, I dragged him with the truth. Okay, and so True Black said, "Let's 40 plus look better than these 30." They showed because you know why? Because they look ran through and tired. Okay, they look ran through and tired. So you're right about that, True Black. Right. So the issue that I had with that video was nothing that he said about me because I don't give a dang, and y'all know I don't. I don't care. I didn't care then before it was a KRN back in the Sean Bradley days when we was going, edit, and I don't care now. Okay. I mean, when I said Sean Bradley, I meant just overall the old beef sector, right? And so, and they so fake, right? How in the world you gonna get into it with the trifecta? And I'm talking about KRN, and now you over there twerking around in Pizarro's chat, and Nika saying, giving him pleasantries and stuff, right? I'm like, make it make sense. That's why this who called Sean Bradley even called it watered down over here, right? Because there are no real beefs anymore, right? So you're gonna talk about Nika, destroy her, destroy what she had going on. You know what I mean? She was upset about it forever. She kept making them, them wild posts, and folks was egging them on. And I was even egging them on at first because until I got tired of it, until I realized that hey, this sucker is really angry, but you are misdirecting anger, okay? Right? So uh, then I mean, like they put all their anger issues for some of these older people. Some of them do because of the trauma, their childhood trauma, or them not being accepted into their families, or not having a good, a good, a good rapport with their families, and all. But honey, that's a personal problem, right? That don't have nothing to do with the people supporting you, and then you don't know, never know what somebody's going through, right? So now, like y'all see my thumbnail say Moody, right? So I don't mind being messy, but I still have a moral compass even down here, right? And so here's the thing that I was like, did that's wrong, right? So when you start talking about lovely love, and even O.D.S start playing on her illness, you know what I mean? And then at some point in time, I think Lovely Love said it around there to Leo the Lioness, because Leo the Lioness had been fighting cancer, but she's in remission right now. We know that Treasure Lane had a cancer battle before. You never really know what somebody's going through, you know what I mean? Because everybody don't come on here and tell all their business like some people, right? And so for you to say all of this stuff, and then O.D.S with his disgusting, perverted ass, why do people let him around their children? But okay, that's a conversation for another day, right? To each his own, right? But oh Lord, what's wrong with these young people? But anyway, he gonna tell her, they gonna tell him, well, Lovely Love said her cancer was terminal because he blocks her out his chat, right? And Sassy was up on the thing, and Sassy even took pause. She didn't say nothing, but it took pause, right? No, 30 ain't young. Miss Paul, they sure the hell ain't, child, but they suffer from arrested development, right? So, uh, he gonna say, well, I might unblock her before she die, right? I'm like, really? You can go too far. You know, right? And then all that stuff, KRN talking about sickly love and all of this and all of that and blah 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 and blah blah blah, like real bothered, right? Just real disgusting, just real trash, right? And then you know, all of that. And I was like, you know what? Now I'm going to cut some heads off around here, right? So because of that comment, those comments, right? Was like I said, Leo, you know, is still going through the after effects. Lovely Love going through what she going through. Treasure Lane I had a cancer battle. So you don't know, somebody could be in a hospital bed or somebody could be bedridden suffering from cancer. And y'all ignorant fools running around here saying things like that. You know what I mean? Like you don't even have to go that far. It ain't gotta be that derogatory. Take KRN for instance. He cared more about Rico's dog being hit than Lovely Love's cancer. You know what I mean? Now I know we roast gag and drag and Lovely Love is strong, and I hope she don't mind me saying this, but honey, you got an issue. Dogs don't have souls like we do, right? And clearly a lot of these young people, they don't have no moral compass, and they souls are not doing very well, right? Yeah, Stomp Down. Yeah, I believe she said that in around her in Leo's room when she was talking to Leo, right? And so that just tripped me out. I was like, oh my God. And then trying to put people in their grave. See, these days, unfortunately, I hope she not too Stumped Down. You know what I mean? Like I really am, because I hate to hear something like that for real. Like I said, I don't mind being messy. I don't mind roast gagging and dragging, but just some stuff you don't mess with, right? You don't do that. You know, and like I said, you don't know what supporter, you know, is you know, clicking on you know, to your thing to get a good laugh and a good kiki, and you're gonna say something like that, right? So I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, it just you know, it's just horrible. Like, why would you go there, right? So it got to the point where, you know, last night, Treasure Lane, since we talking about the council thing, I'm going back and forth, y'all. Treasure Lane, at the end of his video, he was talking about, you know, he went through his battle, and he said everybody that has spoke ill, you know, about, you know, his council battle, whatever, you know, karma has, you know, hooked on to him, right? Karma's done something to them, right? And I typed in the chat, are you listening, King Roman? Right? Because nobody is Superman, okay? Or even Superman is not invincible because he can't be around kryptonite, right? So when you're using that power of the tongue like that, you know, on this internet to people that you really don't know, and you ain't got to be worried about it, you can still monitor your damn tongue, okay? That's my issue. All right. And for the issue that you hollering and screaming and bouncing up in your chair like it's gonna scare somebody, like your words gonna scare somebody, that trips me out of that. They're very misogynistic, okay, and I don't know who the hell they think they are, right? Because you can never mute me. Like I said, I'm not Nika, and you got to be messed up. Now she can go around there and Pizarro after you to drag the hell out of them. This why this shit is fake, right? How the hell you gonna drag that woman? You know, just made her real upset, right? And to the point where I got sick of listening to it, right? And then you supposed to be upset with the trifecta. I'm talking about KRN. Now you twerking over around there in Pizarro's chat, and Nika is giving them pleasantries, right? And so I guess I don't know if he's still upset with. I don't know if he'll ever make peace with Brianna, because I think he still feel like on some level that Brianna has something to do with his doxing, or either forward some information about his doxing or something like that, right? And so with his big waterhead ass, okay? Like he the best thing since sliced bread. So Treasure Lane, you know, he said that. So I'm glad at least he said that, right? And then also he mentioned that I said something about the boy's tallywhacker being small or whatever. Child, y'all know when I'm roasting the gag, and ain't no telling what's gonna come out of my mouth, right? I don't give a dang about the size of his tallywhacker or nobody else's tallywhacker on this internet, okay? That is not what I'm here for. So I don't even know why Treasure felt the need to say that, because I don't give a damn. Okay, didn't see it, don't want to see it, don't give a damn. And it don't matter if the size of his what the size of his tallywhacker is, in a whole lot of them around here, because they don't use them anyway. Okay, they want tallywhackers used on them. Okay, So the only women worried about they tally workers is women that fantasize about these fools that they meet online, right? So just like you want a tally worker up in you, they want one too. Okay? So it don't matter if it's big or small. All right. It does that's besides the point, right? But as far as me, as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a dang on about nobody's. Why would I care? Right? I don't give a damn. I don't care. He said something about my innards, so I'm gonna say something about his outer. That's how it works. I don't give a damn. But anyway, Treasure Lane made that little comment to him. And then why do people that? Let me tell you something. Let me. Okay, so that's how I felt about that council statement and all the derogatory things. Lovely Love might not mind, but I mind. So I want to say something about it. Y'all please hit the like, but did I get to 100 likes yet? And so, but I mind. I didn't appreciate it, right? I didn't appreciate it because these tongues is powerful, right? Me too, Tisa. My mouth used to be trashy when I got upset. I'm still, honey, we are all a work in progress, right? My mouth is still, y'all know, I would cuss like a sailor. Okay, I would go zero dark 30 on your ass. Okay, but I still have a moral compass, and two things can be true at the same damn time. Okay, I learned that from my grandmama, right? And so, anyway, uh, that happened, right? I didn't appreciate that, right? Because we know that I start going in on him, right? So he did his little video and all of this and all that. I did my response and and all of this and all that. So let me skip over again now, just the weekend recap, y'all. I'm going back and forth, right? So Treasure Lane finally spoke, and Treasure Lane also spoke about what I'm thinking about it. Spoke about that he was invited to what is her name? He was invited to Lord Jesus, Sassy's roundtable event, right? Now, I don't know why that roundtable event hosted by Sassy got everybody so hyped up. But honey, it did. We only need 9 more likes, y'all. Can I get 9 more likes? I don't know why it got people so hyped up, but honey, it got people riled up. Okay, honey, that was the talk of the weekend, right? So Treasure Lane, from my understanding, he was like, "How you gonna invite me to something that I started? Because I started the town halls. You want to make money off of something that I started? The nerve, That's what he said about that, right? And we also know a lot of people came out, spoke out against it. And so I dropped down. I didn't drop down, but I was in the class listening, and pretty much she was like going down memory lane about DC Gate, pretty much, basically, like it wasn't a town hall. It was a walk down memory lane, and I was thinking, well, if you were just gonna do a walk down memory lane, then perhaps you should have worded it differently. You know what I mean? And then she got up on. Then she got on. Is this Brianna for real? This gotta be a troll. Olivia, do you feel like y'all hyping KRN to go against us? Caused him to get caused him to he get a false sense of inflation. Okay, what? Let me reread it, Brianna. Olivia, do y'all feel that KON hyping KON up to go against us cause him to yes, I do. Yes, I do, Brianna. Yes, I do. Uh-huh. I felt like the cause and people still hyping him up and protecting him. But you know me. One day I like you and one day I won't, right? But it did make his head blow up even bigger than it is now. Absolutely. Yes, cause him to get a false sense. Yes. It did cause him to get a false sense of inflation. He he really start feeling like I guess he thought he was the Kane 2.0 or something. Child, I don't know. Anyway, they still be doing it, but really he is not a dragger or a roaster. He'll holler and scream like a little chihuahua, and I am not impressed. Okay. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It did cause him to his ego to be inflated. Okay. But when you have to come online and have a sense of yourself, you have to pay attention to that, right? But yeah, I do see. Yeah, I feel that. Yes, I do. I do. I sure do. And you're right about that. Absolutely. And so, because like I said, it's all fun and games till ain't fun and games no more for me. Like I said, I'm a moody Cancer. Okay. Also, I have nothing against him, but I don't foresee making up or being cordial. Well, that's what I was. I didn't understand what Nika was doing, and I don't understand what Pizarro was doing. Right, and that's what makes the sector feel seem watered down and fake. And then why would he even need to come over to? Why would he need to fool with the trifecta again when he spoke so badly about it and called himself bringing it down? And now you twerking around there in Pizarro's chat and make yourself seem fake and like you was just doing it because your bubble ass head was even bigger, that they blew it up even more than it was. But now you, because he always done said true that he don't really have nothing against Pizarro, but to me that's just a kiss ass move, right? So he around there twerking around in the chat, Nika giving him pleasantries and all this and all that. After all of that shit that he done said, okay? But it is what it is. That's what make it seem fake. Now, it used to be in the beef sector, the beef was organic, right? That's what the sector. They wanted him to come back to Pizarro's. Brianna, are you saying they wanted him to make up with Pizarro and be twerking around in her chat, or what you saying, baby? Uh, these two don't care for one another. So why force it? You don't have to. No, you don't have to like everybody, right? Absolutely not. Now, I don't know nobody on here for real to hate them, but I hate the characters that they represent, right? Because some things, when it comes to me, it ain't about what you say, it's how you say it. And when I really feel like you saying that from your gut, from your spirit, and I got a problem with it, I'm gonna say something about it. Now, if you just being messy and petty, okay. But if you're really saying this from your spirit, it's too much. I'm gonna have a mad day, okay? Because I'm a moody Cancer. All right. You have a lot of CCs who think that they are better than folks because of numbers, blind fox. Well, that's true too, Jill. Absolutely. He's been twerking around pizza for months. They're both fake. It's all fake. It's watered down and it's just weak, and it make you not pay attention to these people or take them seriously. I don't take none of it. That's just weird, right? Says know me, they wanted him to come after me because they believe I did something wrong, but really it was his ex. Well, we have, according to Rico, yeah, we have since learned that they say it was his ex. Now, see, here's the thing about that. So we found out, people are saying that it was his ex that, I guess, doxed his Twitter and sent it to his job and made him lose his job or whatever, right? But he is still holding on to something that he thinks that you did. That's the issue. So he don't mind, making up with a Pizarro because he said he ain't never really disliked her anyway. That's him wanting to be included with the quote unquote cool kids or whatever. You know what I mean? But he not never gonna like you for what it is that he think that you done. All right? That's just the bottom line. And I don't know what the hell Nico around there doing because I would never speak to his bubblehead ass with that pulled back hairline no more if it was me. But hey, we do what we must, okay? Child. No, you can't take most of it seriously, right? It goes back to CSI. He felt I was hating on him. Oh, so it's really not about the docs thing. It's about that show that y'all were doing together. Oh wow! Now see, I didn't even know that. I don't believe that whole storyline. He doxed himself. Well, I mean, they say the. I mean, I don't think he doxed himself and made himself lose his own job. I believe somebody really did dox him, you know what I mean, or whatever, and send the information to his job or whatever. And yes, it's about the show. Well, that's weird as fuck. Cause I thought it was about he felt that you played some part either in the doxing or the aftermath, but about a show, child. Anyway, I have 100 likes, child. That's just a whole weirdo, right? And so anyway, but as far as his head being blown up by the people, yep, because he's not that entertaining. Okay. First of all, nigga, you need to fix your fucking volume. You need to learn how to do the call-in shows. All right. And you need to learn how to conduct yourself better because you're disrespecting your people. All right. So anyway. Why can't people stand alone and stop this fake breakup? I don't know, CT. That's why Sean Bradley called it watered down. And then they make him think that he's something that, well, I mean, I guess in their mind, to each his own. You know what I mean? But no, honey, not to me. I'm not impressed. Like, I've never been impressed. I'm not impressed by nobody around. I don't even be impressed by these so-called movie stars and entertainers and stuff. I'm just not easily impressed. Okay. As he claimed Deanna doxed him, he then accused Wonky Pro of doxing him. Oh, I got my 100 likes. Thank y'all. And so, uh, where was I at? I got sidetracked. Shoot, I forgot where I was going with this. Uh, but yeah, but I mean, y'all know I got side. Let me tell you why I got sidetracked. Cause the nerve of this waterhead nigga to think he can sun me in any kind of motherfucking way. Okay, him or O.D.S. or whoever else. The nerve of you motherfuckers, okay? Think you can sun me or shut me up in any kind of motherfucking way. Because if you have been around here any length of time, you know that is not true. Now, as far as his job loss, it's unfortunate. But he got to blame some of that stuff on himself, okay? You can't go around. If you never would have put the information out there on the internet, they never could have used it against you. So you got to take some accountability, right? Now, it's unfortunate what happened to him, but how are you accountable in the situation, right? And you still online and you telling people that you went from another job or whatever, and in a line of work in your career, you can't be online conducting yourself in that type of nature. Because you're putting this out for your social media footprint, for your own footprint, and it's not going to go well for you. You know what I mean? Because people will use it against you, right? Especially in the business world, right? I mean, it ain't like he is some kind of like carpenter or some kind of, what do you call those people, the construction worker or something like that. No, you are in the white collar sector, right? And so you can't have this kind of stuff on social media and not thinking that one day it's going to be used against you. Now, see, it didn't necessarily have to even be his boyfriend that doxed him. And it could, just like in general, it could have been somebody on his job that didn't like him, that didn't want him to get a promotion or anything like that. That's why you don't never let nobody know about your personal life when it comes to your business, especially in the white collar world. Now, somebody should have taught him that, right? But he know everything. You can't tell him nothing. You put that stuff out for people, somebody's going to find it and use it against you. And so evidently it was used against him. But like I told him, why you worried about people and think you better than somebody else? Number one, you don't know nothing about me or where I've been, okay? All you hear is me acting crazy online, okay? But when I was still functioning in my career world, I would never do something like that. I would never slip up like that, ever. Why would I do that? That don't make no sense. I would never give you a weapon to use against me, you know. But like I told you, the reason why he don't like Jay Wilson, in my opinion, is because when he see Jay Wilson, he see his future. Okay? But you have to take accountability for that. Because why are you still, if you lost such a good career job, why are you still even online doing nonsense? Like, I'm confused. But hey, to each his own. You can't tell them nothing. It is what it is, right? You gotta learn the hard way. But that's your future, though. That's why you don't like Jay Wilson, because that's your future. Mm-hmm. KRN, that's what I'm talking to, right? But it is what it is. Y'all done got me sidetracked. Woo, Lord, I mean get sidetracked on that. But the nerve of these niggas, don't y'all ever think y'all coming for me or try to shut me up, and I'm not gonna say nothing. You got me messed up, okay? I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Child, you know. Well, if he quit, then he quit because that stuff was exposed about him. From what I understand, y'all can tell he wanted to be in Roman Wiggins type, with all that equipment he bought. Child, I guess. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, I don't even care. But life is about accountability. All right, life is about some things you do can't be undone. like the power of that tongue, and about you telling everybody to make their funeral arrangements. Do you have life insurance? Because you don't never know when your day gonna come. And like I said, these days younger people is leaving up out of here quicker than older people. Okay. So that's just something to think about. Now I done lost my train of thought. What else do I want to talk about anyway? Oh, so let me talk about Kimmy, right? Oh Lord, I better have to go in a minute. Let me talk about Kimmy, right? So Kimmy did her thing yesterday. You know, the streets was on fire all weekend long about the Sassy got her. Oh, let me tell y'all this before I go on. Sassy, I think the reason why your event was toppled by Room Shaker, because her event was better because she did a Thunderdome type situation. I think that a lot of people didn't like the way that you worded what it is that you wanted to do. You know what I mean? And I think that rubbed some people the wrong. I think it rubbed Room Shaker the wrong day when we was on her panel that day. You know, and you told her that you don't she could drop down or whatever, but she won't be able to participate in the conversation because it's a beef set the conversation. She didn't appreciate that, right? You know, and I think you worded it differently, and the way that you said it and the way that she took it, was I think it had two different meanings, but by that time it was too late, right? So, but I would say Room Shaker did her thing over there. She did her thing, you know what I mean? And she got up on Kimmy yesterday and roasted the hell out of uppity nigga goddess, okay? So, like I said, Kimmy did her video yesterday. You know, when she do finally pop in, it's gonna be a good one. And also, I saw a little bit of Kimmy over there on Pizarro's when her and is her name Robbie was going back and forth with Dory, right? And Dory, that was real wrong of you to try to get that girl's channel snatched like that just cause you was using bitch. Cause you was losing. All right. That is real weak and it is weird and you ought to be shaming yourself. All right. I say, y'all ain't telling. Yeah, y'all, telling. See, I would see. I told y'all he's very manosphere minded. He got some kind of issue with black women too, especially older black women. The way he come at people like Ronnie Q and me when he think he can, and and Yaya and whoever, you know what I mean? He got an issue with himself, right? They got mommy issues. Like they try to project their issues onto the older women around here. That shit don't work for me because I ain't nobody's goddamn mama, okay? I don't have no kids online or offline. I don't give a fuck about you, okay? If I was some kin to you and your mouth was like that, I'm gonna slap you dead in your mouth and you would not be around me like that because clearly you have a lack of a home training, right? All of this hate, these he-man black woman haters, right? What's the deal about that? Okay. But James and others always say that no outsiders can speak on B sector business. I didn't think Sassy was rude to Room Shaker at all. I mean, like the way that she said it, in my opinion, Room Shaker didn't appreciate it. You know what I mean? And but like I said, it's content. I looked at both of them. And Roof Shakers was entertaining because I like the Thunderdome atmosphere. You know what I mean? Now Sassy, she did like a little memory lane video about that. Mostly it was about DC Gate. And a lot of us that was around doing DC Gate, knew about that. And Wiley and them came up there, and all of this and all that, and that was enjoyable as well. You know, and so yeah, I looked at both of them. You know what I mean? She just said the only B sector people can't come up on the panel. Yeah, I think I don't know if it started out the way that it ended. You know what I mean? But it was like a memory lane video, in my opinion. You know what I mean? That's how it ended up. But I don't know if that's what she meant it to be. But that's how it ended up. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I mean it's fine. I'm not gonna. Oh, then let me tell y'all this. So, you know that we have been speaking about, I have been speaking, number one, about how I enjoy Sassy on YTC's channel better than YTC, right? So, did y'all notice this bitch throwing shots at Sassy about the event, about because everybody, pretty much jumped on her about her doing the event and the way that she worded it and all this and all that. Now they can do what they do and people feel how they feel, but for ugly ass YTC to try to throw shots, I was like, oh child, I knew she felt the way about Sassy. She can't stand it that some people enjoy Sassy on her panel more than her. Okay. Child. It turned into a memory lane because not enough OG show. Well, yep, maybe so. Golden Duty, yeah. The hood table. I guess I don't feel no way because I don't get on panels like that anyway. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel no way at all, Jill. Like I told Room Shaker, she asked me, was I going to go? I said I was going to be up in the clouds. This content, I was up in the clouds for both of them. I didn't drop down on neither one of those, conversations right there, but I was up in the clouds listening, when I could. I think I was, uh, Sassy and all that Room Shaker stuff. I had my earbuds in, child, and I was at the nail shop. I'm not even going to lie, getting a pedicure. You know what I mean? And so that's what I was doing. I had to do my self care and I had to do my family. I had to do shopping, for the home. That's what I do on the weekends. You know what I mean? Child, it's been so hot outside. It just kills me to be hot. You know, it really makes me angry when I get hot. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. But anyway, so that happened. But I heard you throwing shots, YTC, just like I felt like it was a shot when you said ZX was beef sector or whatever, right? So anyway, child, I just been rambling. Uh, okay, so Kimmy did her thing. I thought it was shady what Dory did, just cause she was losing, and I thought you and Pizarro supposed to be cool, Dory. Girl, you are a sleaze bucket, okay, for real. But anyway, I dropped down at Sassy's in the beginning, but I had my own live cooking going on. So I really missed both of their lives. Yeah, gee, a lot. Like I said, I was out and about, and I was going back and forth. I only had one device, but I was in the clouds. You know what I mean, for both of them. I mean, like, okay, I don't feel no kind of way about either one of them. This is what it's content. Okay. And so, but now I will say that out of all the lives going on, I enjoyed Kimmy's live the most. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But yeah. But anyway, um, and so, what else was gonna say? Jill, do you have a live cooking? Uh, yeah. So that all of that happened. There was something else I wanted to talk. Oh, you know what tripped me out though, and it's another reason why I felt away. Cause Rico the barber, right? Rico. Now, here's the thing. I said this the other day. Let me say it real fast. When you're meeting people on YouTube, if you're doing something for them offline, you better be careful because they're gonna throw it back up in your face, right? Like KRN threw up. He had got Rico a what do you call it? Where you put your furniture in a storage unit or whatever, right? When he met up with him, I find it very interesting how a lot of these content creators, some of them have met up with Rico, but they done met up with Rico, and then, but in the end, they speak very derogatorily about Rico, right? And I really think that makes Rico, feel some kind of way, right? I really do, and I believe Rico when he said what happened between him and ODS. I believe that happened, you know. And I think they said LSA played a clip of what he, had said. And then he said somebody was being sarcastic or this his way. He really wasn't admitting to it, or whatever. He was just being sarcastic or something. Right? He tried to explain it away. I mean, but if you did that to the man's dirty, musty tallywhacker, then you did it to the man's dirty, musty tallywhacker. Now I believe Rico. Like I really do. Right? So of course, Trajan Lane came in there. Him. He always got something to say about Rico and trying to, shout down what Rico was saying, in my opinion. But I mean, if it happened, it just happened. It just is what it is. Okay. Just like you went on the side of the building and did what you did, right? Just a pervert, in my opinion. I don't understand. But like I said, I'm old school. Don't pay no attention to me. But that shit is perverted to me, and it just is what it is. Okay. But a lot of them don't want to fool with Rico. Now maybe they be lusting after Rico. Now Treasure Lane did hip us up on T. And he was talking about there are a whole lot of bottoms, and not that many tops, right? So in my mind, maybe Rico is a top or something, and so he's sought after. Child, I don't really know what the deal is, right? And that's just how I feel about it, right? And so, uh, all in all, as far as this weekend go, it was very entertaining. I was really messy, really moody about my messy, and all of this and all that. Because if you didn't know, that's how I am. But nobody can shut me up. Nobody can make me. You can't shout me down. Okay, I don't give a fuck if you got a head as big as Mega Mind. I don't give a damn if you put on nails and call yourself the Queetha. I don't care nothing about you trying to come at my age or call me bedridden or say something about my innards. That I am not. I'm eternally unbothered. Okay. But all of this that happened this weekend, I know I'm messy, Che. I'm gonna continue to be messy, right? See, sometimes you gotta shake them up, but I'm gonna get out of here, y'all, because I really gotta go. But that Nika and Yaya versus Krista, that soccer right there, that was old beef sector. I really enjoyed that. Oh my God, Nika and Yaya and Krista, child, them women had me laughing the hell out loud. Okay. Now that is the best thing that happened over the weekend for me. The Nika, Yaya, and Crystal thing. That shit had me laughing out loud. That was funny. Woo, child. Now that was old beef sector. Okay. Bye. Them shots was going, right? So they see that the reason why they try to shout the old people down is because the old people know how to do it, right? The old people know how to do it. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Miss Creole. I talked too long, but I'm gonna come back live again, and the first thing I'm gonna do is drop the link. Okay. I'm sorry, but I really got to go. But I really had to come in and say this to y'all. I don't know if I forgot something, but I really want to mention that. What did an old school drag? I was like, bye. That was good right there. I don't care what nobody say. For me, that was a highlight of the weekend. The Nika, Yaya, and Pizarro saga. I mean, not the Nika, Yaya, and Krista. I'm sorry, saga. That got me. That got me. Hey, Krista, how you doing? Chad, I was just talking about you. You and Nika and Yaya. Y'all going back and forth. Baby, that was a highlight of my weekend. Mm-mm. Yes, ma'am. That did it for me. That was old beef set to content. I really, I really enjoyed that. Okay. I really did. So I think that's all I got, y'all. I know I probably forgot something that went on this weekend. I'm just glad the content got off it. Child. But that was be set to content, Krista. That was a blast from the past, right? So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get off here, and I know I forgot something, and I'm so sorry. But it's a Monday, child. Mondays is crazy, right? If I didn't have to go, I wouldn't. I didn't even have time to drop the link for Miss Creel. But y'all please thank you so much, Chris. Y'all please hit the like button on your way out the door if you don't mind. And I just don't do I don't do the new BS either, Miss Creole. Right? But I'm glad these streets got shook up. See, every once in a while, hey lovely love, I enjoy dropping Pizarro for $10, and she was hot. You dropped it for $10 from somewhere? Oops. We never even cared about that stupid Discord. Exactly, the unfiltered muffin. Right? Yes, you have a great day too, just conference on that. All of y'all have a great day, right? I know I probably forgot something, but I was just wanting to do a quick recap, some of the highlights. Y'all know how they go, right? And do my commentary and get my point of view. You know what I mean? But if y'all didn't see that old video from 5 years, from 2019, that I dropped yesterday, go look at it. I'm gonna do another memory lane video. You know what I mean? And I hope that you guys will watch that one too. That first one, it's on my community. It's about the Mona Simone scandal. The next one gonna be about Sean Bradley. The next one gonna be a little more funny, right? But this gonna be a blast from the past as well. And if you guys, have been around here for a while, you might like to, just do a memory lane, right? So that's why I got the idea from was really from cause Sassy did that. It ended up being a memory lane, right? And so I said, let me download and drop a couple of my videos. You know what I mean? My old videos when we was having fun around here when the sector was the sector. You know what I mean? And so y'all watch out for that download, okay? Y'all pay, and I got a few people. Well, I think like 500 or so people watched that yesterday. There's a lot of new people around here, and a lot of these new people are so overly sensitive. Like when I was up there on Kimmy's yesterday, and I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I guess a subscriber or whatever felt a way about something that I was saying, and she wanted to be vocal about it. I'm like, girl, are you okay? Stay in your lane. But child, it is what it they want to protect folks. They want to feel sorry for folks and all that. Child, this is the beef sector, okay? All right. Now you supposed to beef, roast, gag, and drag. Now it don't have to get out super dark about trying to put people in the grave and talking about people illnesses and all of this and all of that, you know. But it's still the beef sector, and honey. Don't nobody need protecting because it ain't no witness protection program around here, right? Don't nobody need to be saved. All right. And that's just how I see it. And that's just how this moody cancer feel about it, right? But I'm still gonna always hold on to my moral compass. That's not never ever gonna go anywhere. I don't care if I roast, gag, and drag and be messy and start ish and do whatever from now until the end, until I get tired of being on YouTube, right? It's still not going to, my moral compass is still not going to be decayed. But my thing is, I don't think some people even have a moral compass, okay, in the first place. That's what I feel about it. But as far as all that chihuahua barking over there and that pervert barking over there, let me tell you something. I done battled with the real beef sector OGs like Treasure Lane and Sean Bradley and all the rest of them. Who the hell? How the hell? They got the unmitigated gall to think they can shut me up. I don't care if everybody over here don't like me. I'm still gonna say what I got to say. Okay? And some of the older ones, the originals, know that about me. Okay, I am right now. It don't change nothing. I'm undraggable. All right. But anyway, let me get off. For I love you guys. You guys have a great day. Miss Creole, when I come online again, please show up and I will immediately drop the link. Right. But let me get out of here, y'all. Chat, I love you guys in the way that Christ loves you. I'm sorry if I forgot to talk about something. I got sidetracked, right? But I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Please hit the like button on the video and share the video if you care. You know what I mean? Thank you, CT. And I'm gonna talk to y'all later. And just remember, y'all don't have to be treated any kind of way to be a subscriber, okay? You do not. Just remember that. But anyway, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Love you guys. Bye bye. Peace.